Stoics say the whole world is a temple of the gods. Look at the sunset, look at a beach, look at your life. It hit me at some point during the craziness of the pandemic that I was an anxious person. I knew I used to get anxious about specific things: a flight, an important meeting, any sort of presentation in front of a bunch of people. But when all that went away, like everyone else, you're stuck in your house and you realize you're still anxious. Of course you're anxious about what's happening in the world, but you're just generally anxious. The anxiety is in you. You might not think of the Stoics as anxious people, partly because the reputation of the Stoics is that they're invulnerable, invincible, that they have no emotions. But we know that Marcus Aurelius struggled with anxiety because if he didn't, he wouldn't have written so many reminders to himself about how to deal with it. So in today's video, I want to talk about a bunch of tried and tested strategies for reducing, addressing, alleviating, and hopefully eliminating anxiety in your life. It's definitely an ongoing battle, as it was for Marcus Aurelius, as it was for Seneca. But these strategies work. So here I will show you some Stoic strategies for reducing anxiety. I hope you can learn from them. Have no opinion. One of Marcus Aurelius' quotes that resonates with me is when he suggests, you don't have to form an opinion about that. This idea stays with me constantly. I don't need to hold a stance on this matter. I can let it exist independently. I have the choice to dismiss it, recognizing it doesn't directly concern me. Alternatively, I can observe it for what it is without categorizing it as good or bad, fair or unfair. It simply exists. I'll regard it as an unbiased piece of information, free from my projections of thoughts, beliefs, or perceptions. There's no obligation to form an opinion about it. Stop caring about what people think. Marcus Aurelius unveils the secret to tranquility and peace. It lies in ceasing to care about what others say, think, or do. He emphasizes the profound tranquility that arises when one directs their concern solely towards their own words and actions, detached from the opinions or actions of others. The true serenity comes from focusing on one's own conduct and decisions, rather than being preoccupied with external judgments. Focus on the little things. Small things hold great significance. George Washington had a favorite saying, "Many mickles make a muckle." Marcus Aurelius emphasizes, "We assemble our life action by action, step by step. No one can stop you from that." Zeno of Citium articulates it brilliantly. Well-being is realized by small steps, but it's no small thing. So in moments of discouragement, when the distant goal looms large, shift your focus. Concentrate on the immediate task before you. Adopt the mindset of a Roman, as Marcus Aurelius suggests. Approach the task as if it's the only thing that matters, as if it's the final action of your life. This cumulative effort, as Washington noted, is how you reach your destination. One step at a time, one day at a time, one action at a time, one insight at a time. Seize the moment. Take that step now. Practice gratitude. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, always remember you're fortunate to be alive, experiencing this moment. Despite the chaos, insanity, and challenges in the world, there's wonder in the fact that you get to live through them. Taking this gift for granted, harboring bitterness, or adopting a cynical attitude is to squander the precious gift you've received. They call it the present for a reason. It is indeed a gift. Even if the current times aren't the most delightful, they are the only times you are alive. Our focus should be on what we control, our perceptions and opinions. We can't control when and where we are, but we can make the most of it, accept it, and be grateful for it. This is the path to finding happiness in the present moment, regardless of the external circumstances. Don't suffer imagined troubles. Seneca points out that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. meaning that all the things we're anxious about, the things we worry about, the things we spend a lot of time hoping won't happen, most of them never do happen. There's that great Twain quote where he talks about how he suffered through many things in life and how many of them have never actually happened, because that's what he means. In our minds, we're torturing ourselves. We're worried that this could happen and that could happen. We're worried about this possibility or that possibility. But the reality is now, you don't control whether that will happen or not. What you do control is now. Of course, you control how prepared you are for the adversity of the future, the uncertainty of the future. But what you mainly control is the present moment. Take advantage of the present moment. Don't give up the present moment because you're really worried and off thinking about what could and almost certainly will not happen in the future. Process your emotions. A Stoic is not someone who stuffs their emotions down. The Stoics processed their emotions. This is why they journaled. Socrates went around asking these questions. This is why Seneca would write these letters to his friend Lucilius. We even have some of Marcus Aurelius's letters that survived. The Stoics were not stuffing their emotions down, pretending they don't have them. They were exploring them. The Stoics talk about taking an emotion when it hits you and putting it up to the test, observing it, meditating on it, processing it, getting to the bottom of it. If you just ignore your emotions, if you just conquer them, to me it's like putting it on a credit card. Sure, you're not having to pay for it now, but eventually it's going to come due, and the interest is going to make it even more expensive. So don't shut your emotions down. Deal with them, process them, explore them, get through them. Don't be ruled by them. In ignoring them, you are guaranteeing that later it's going to be an even bigger deal and you're going to be even more powerless over that emotion. So work on your emotions. Do not fall into this trap. The Stoics suppressed their emotions. They domesticated them, as Seneca says. But first, that requires facing them and exploring them and coming to terms with them. Choose not to. Be harmed. No one can harm you, at least according to the Stoics. They can hurt you. They can say cruel things. They can attack you. They can cut you. They can make you bleed. But to the Stoics, harm was a choice. You decide to see yourself as harmed by it. Remember Eleanor Roosevelt. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. We choose to feel harmed. You are hurt the moment you believe yourself to be. Epictetus said, Marcus Aurelius says, don't want to be harmed. Don't choose to feel harmed. We control our emotions. We control our opinions. We control the story we tell ourselves about what happened. And that's why the Stoic said, you are complicit when you feel harmed. You choose to see it that way. Go for a walk. I incorporate this into my daily routine, and I encourage you to do the same. Nietzsche once said, only ideas conceived during walks have any real value, a sentiment I wholeheartedly endorse. Seneca also underscores the importance of letting the mind roam during walks, comparing it to fields needing rest to bear plants and cautioning that an unrested mind will break like an anvil. Walking, for me, is more than just physical activity or exercise. It's a crucial moment for my mind to relax. I intentionally leave my phone, thoughts, and work behind, immersing myself in the outdoors. I don't perceive it merely as exercise. It's a mental rejuvenation. This practice, a daily ritual for me, happens whether I'm in a parking lot or on a breathtaking beach. Taking a walk outside is a simple yet impactful habit that I recommend you adopt as well. Keep a journal. People often inquire, what's the optimal way to begin journaling? The most effective way, quite simply, is to commence the act of journaling itself. Similar to starting a workout routine with just one push-up a day, you begin with something. and that something grows more substantial with consistent effort. Whether it's a one-line-a-day journal or any other method, the specifics matter less than the act of journaling daily. It's akin to writing on your phone, jotting notes on a scrap of paper, or using the back of your to-do list, whatever works for you. The crucial aspect is committing to the practice every single day. Just take the plunge and start. The optimal time to have initiated this habit may have been long ago, but the second best time is now. If you aspire to begin journaling, the key is to commence the process. Grab the right handle. Epictetus imparts a profound perspective on handling life's situations, likening them to having two handles. He elucidates that each situation presents a handle, one that can bear weight and another that cannot. Consider the scenario where your brother wrongs you, causing hurt and disappointment. Epictetus suggests two ways to grasp this situation: viewing it as victimization or seizing it as an opportunity for growth. Embracing the latter means recognizing the singular bond with your brother and choosing forgiveness, patience, and personal improvement. This philosophy challenges the disempowering victim mentality, urging you to perceive challenges as chances to become stronger. Epictetus, born into slavery and enduring 3 decades of servitude, exemplifies this mindset, seeing his hardships not as a disadvantage but as a learning experience that forges strength. His idea is encapsulated in the notion that you've been paired with a formidable opponent, transforming challenges into the crucible for Olympic-class resilience. As you navigate your experiences today, contemplate the dual handles. Opt for the one that bears weight, propelling you toward improvement, rather than the one that offers no substance and threatens deterioration. If you're struggling with anxiety, if you want to do a deep dive into this like I did, I highly recommend you subscribe to the channel. It's our most in-depth collection of Stoic strategies, lessons, challenges that will help you reduce stress, anxiety, worry, all those toxic, roiling emotions that we all deal with every day. Leave a like and a comment. Don't forget to share with someone that will benefit from this knowledge. See you soon.